Good afternoon, all of you.
Good afternoon, sir.
So, in morning session, we have discussed 194I, 194IA, and 194IB, three sections. Okay. So today we are going to start with in this session the most important section 194J. Section number 194J, professionals payment. Any payment made to professionals, applicability and rate of TDS. Every person other than an individual or HUF who is responsible for paying to a resident any sum by way of professional fees or technical services or any remuneration, fees, commission by whatever name called other than those on which tax is deductible under section 192, other than 192. Why? Because if is remuneration paid to director is considered as salary, then it will be considered under section 192. But it is not the case of salary, then it will be professional fees. Whatever you pay to directors, either it can be salary or it can be remuneration. Okay. If salary, then 192. If remuneration, then 194J. Fourth point, royalty and non-compete fees. Non-compete fees means anything paid to avoid competition. To avoid competition. Anything paid to avoid competition. Sir, give me some example. For example, if there are two shops in one road. Okay. So one shop owner paid, let's say, 1 lakh rupee to not to do business on that road. To avoid competition, some payment will be made to another person, that is non-compete fees. So this is also professional fees. It will be considered as professional services. So what is the rate of TDS? Here again there are two rates. First one, 2 percentage for technical fees or royalty in the nature of consideration for sale, distribution, or exhibition of cinematographic films. Or in any other case, it will be 10 percentage. For example, if I am a chartered accountant, I am providing my professional services, let's say to ABC Private Limited. ABC Private Limited. So I charge, let's say, 1,50,000 rupee per month to provide my professional services to ABC Private Limited. So now TDS will be done on this 1,50,000, that is 10 percentage. So 15,000 TDS will be deducted and I will receive the net amount, that is 1,35,000 rupees. Please write down this example. Professional services paid to chartered accountant or doctor or advocate and so on. Please write down from chat box. Professional services to ABC Limited, then ABC Limited will pay 1,35,000 rupees net of TDS. Please write down. However, in the case of payee, engaged only in the business of call center, then it will be 2 percentage. Sir, 2, 10, 2. Sir, it is confusing. Here is the table. Fees for technical services, not being professional service, then 2 percentage. Fees for professional services, 10 percentage. Royalty, in the nature of consideration for sale, distribution and exhibition of cinematographic films, 2 percentage. Other royalty, 10 percentage. Any remuneration paid to directors other than section 192, 10 percentage, and non-compete fees, 10 percentage. Here is the bifurcation given. All the points are cleared in this table. All the points will be cleared. Sir, what is this limit? That is pending. Now, threshold limit. The tax, no tax deduction is required if the amount of fees or the aggregate of the amount of fees credited, paid, likely to be credited, paid during the financial year does not exceed 30,000 rupees in case of professional service, 30,000 rupees in case of technical service, 30,000 rupees in case of royalty, and 30,000 rupees in case of non-compete fees. Sir, it is given in the table? Yes, it is given in the table. Here it is. For technical services, 30,000 separate. For professional services, 30,000 separate. For royalty, all royalty, both the royalties, aggregate limit is 30,000. And for remuneration, there is no limit. And for non-compete fees, there is again 30,000 limit. So this table is like the guard to, that is a ready reckoner, like a ready reckoner that you can refer before exam. So remuneration paid to directors, how it is nil. Here it is given the limit of 30,000 separately for professional services, technical services, royalty, and non compete fees. It implies that the payment to a person towards the above is less than 30,000, no tax is required to be deducted, even though the aggregate payment or credit exceeds 30,000. However, if there is no such exemption limit, here it is given. However, there is no such exemption limit for reduction of tax on remuneration or fees or commission payable to director of company. So for director payment, there is no limit. For director payment, there is no limit. Okay? Please write down or please take the screenshot of this summary. This is most important. This is most is rider. Let's do one practical. Question number 9. XYZ Limited makes payment of 28,000 rupees to Mr. Ganesh towards the professional services. And another payment of 25,000 to him on the same date towards technical services. So two types of payments are given. First one is for professional services, second one is for technical services. Both the amount is less than 30,000. Whether TDS will be done or not. Whether TDS will be done, chalo, please answer. Whether TDS will be done or not.
No.
Yes, exactly. Very good. How? Separate 30,000 limits are given for professional service and for technical service. Separate limits are given. So, TDS provision under section 194 will not get attracted since the limit is 30,000 for professional service and fees for technical service separately. These are separate limits. So it is assumed that there is no any other payment to Mr. Ganesh towards the professional services. So TDS will not be done. If both the payments are of professional services, then what will be the answer? If 28,000 and 25,000 both are for professional services only, then what will be the answer? Then TDS will be done. Then TDS will be done. Why? Because aggregate amount exceed 30,000 rupee. Aggregate amount exceed 30,000 rupee. So at what time TDS will be done? So TDS will be done at the time of credit or at the time of payment, whichever is earlier. At the time of credit or at the time of payment, whichever is earlier. So this is all about section number 194J. What is the meaning of professional services? That we know. Professional services means authorized representative, film artist, company secretary, information technology, any other like sports person, umpire, coach, team physician, event manager, commentators. All this will be considered under the 194J. What is technical services, managerial service, technical service, consultancy service, provision for services of technical and other personnel? All this will be considered. However, it will not consider construction service, assembly, mining, like project, and any salaries. Salaries will be not considered over here. Why? Because there are separate sections. Clear? Is it clear, class? Section 194J, most important section. Payment to a professionals. Okay.
Excuse me, sir.
Yes, Brian.
So if you find someone, having his income from all those categories of income you told us, we don't have to make them as aggregate. We have to charge each and every income individually.
Yes.
Okay.
For example, if I'm a professional person, Okay, so
Mhm.
my TDS will be done under 194C. Okay, sorry, 194J. Sorry, pardon me. 194J. Okay, simultaneously, I am receiving salary also. I am receiving salary also from bank. So TDS will be done under section 192. Are you getting this now?
Yes, sir.
A single person TDS will be deducted from more than one sections. For example, I am a salaried person and I am a professional person, both. So my TDS will be done under section 192 also and 194J also.
Okay, sir.
Now, next small section, income in respect of units. What kind of unit? Mutual fund or any other units law administrator or any specified companies. So section number 194K provides TDS of 10 percentage, very small section, in respect of paying to a resident any income of mutual fund or units of administrator or units from specified company. Sir, limit amount max to max up to 5,000 rupees. There will be no TDS. No tax will be deducted if the amount is not exceeding 5,000 or the income is from capital gain. So it means I'm selling my units. Let's say units of mutual fund. If I'm selling units of mutual fund, then TDS will not be done by earning capital gain. Why? Because on the sale of units of mutual fund, I earn capital gain. So TDS will not be done on capital gain. Specifically given. In any section, you have to remember three things: rate, limit, and time of deduction. These three things are required. Here, the rate is 10 percentage, amount is 5,000, limit 5,000, and time of deduction is at the time of credit or at the time of payment, whichever is earlier. Whichever is earlier. Section number 194K is over. Now few sections are remaining. That will be completed by today only. Compulsorily acquired immovable property. Today morning we discussed about this. Payment on compensation of certain immovable property acquired. ક્યારે ડિસ્કસ કર્યું હતું સર 194 IA કરતા હતા ત્યારે when we have discussed 194 IA. At that time we have discussed that compulsorily acquired property will not be considered, right? So now what is this? Section number 194 LA provides for deduction of tax at source by a person responsible for paying to a resident any sum in the nature of compensation or enhanced compensation or the consideration or enhanced consideration. Sir, ક્યાંક સાંભળેલું છે આ બધું. Sir, we have heard this type of terminologies earlier. Yes, module 2, income from other sources. Any compensation received or enhanced compensation received taxable, but 50% deduction is available. Remember module 2. 50% deduction available. So now, if you are receiving this kind of consideration, then it is subject to TDS under section 194 LA on account of compulsorily acquired property under any law for the time being in force of immovable property other than agricultural land. Agricultural land means all agricultural land situated in India. Here it is given. Agricultural land means any land situated in India, including urban agricultural land. Immovable property means any land other than agricultural land or any building or part of building. So, what is the rate and what is the limit? Here it is. The rate of TDS is 10%. Rate of TDS is 10%. Rate means limit is 2,50,000. Please write down. The rate is 10%. Limit is 2,50,000. I am also writing in your chat box, so please write down. Time of deduction at the time of credit or payment, whichever is earlier. Please write down like this. Please check in your chat box. I have written on behalf of you. Please write down in your notebooks. Section number 194 LA, rate is 10%, limit is 2,50,000, and time of deduction is at the time of credit or at the time of payment, whichever is earlier. Here it is given. Time of deduction is the tax should be deducted at the time of payment. Okay, here it is at the time of payment. Consider the last line like this. At the time of payment only. Here credit word is not there. Credit word is missing. Time of payment is at the time of deduction is at the time of payment only. Whether in cash or in check or in draft or any other mode. But whichever is earlier. The tax should be deducted at the time of payment only. Credit word is not there. So it means at the time of payment only. Done? Now, the next section is 194M. Don't worry, now only two sections are remaining. 194M and 194N. Here it is. TDS on cash withdrawal. Okay? 194M and 194N. And that's it. Don't worry at all. 194O is there, but it is not so important. But we will discuss. Don't worry. E-commerce payment. Flipkart, Amazon. If you are doing your business in e-commerce. Done. So we are discussing 194M. Payment made by an individual or HUF for contract work or by way of commission or by way of brokerage or by way of fees for professional services. Section 194M provides deduction at 5%. So TDS rate is 5% by an individual or HUF responsible for paying any sum during the financial year to any resident for carrying out of any work, including supply of labor, for any kind of commission, not being any commission referred to in 194D, or by way of professional services. It may be noted that individual and HUF other than those which are covered in 194C, 194H and 194J will required to deduct tax over here. Sir, why? Look, here the work of carrying out of any work is considered in 194C. Here the commission income is considered in 194H also, and professional services are considered in 194J also. Now, those individual and HUF which are covered over there will not be considered over here in 194M. Either you can deduct TDS in respective sections if you are covered over there, or the TDS will be done in this section. Why? Because individual and HUF will not be covered in the mentioned section, that is C, H and J. What is the amount? Amount is at the time of credit or at the time of payment, whichever is earlier. Whichever is earlier. Threshold limit. No tax is required to be deducted where such sum, or as the case may be, aggregate amount of such sum credited during the financial year does not exceed 50 lakh rupees. The most important part is limit. The limit is 50 lakh rupee. So why this much higher amount? Because if you are a person who is not covered under audit, still your transactions are more than 50 crore, then TDS will be done. Then you will be considered under TDS. For example, you have provided professional services to a person who is not considered under audit, means turnover is less than 1 crore or 50 lakh rupees, then TDS will be done if the amount is more than 50 lakh rupees. Let's say I have provided professional services to XYZ Private Limited. Person, individual HF, sorry, yes. To Mr. XYZ. To Mr. XYZ. And the amount of service is, let's say, 65 lakh rupees. So Mr. XYZ is covered under audit, then obviously TDS will be done. But if Mr. XYZ is not covered under audit, then TDS will be done under section 194M as the amount exceeds 50 lakh rupees. તમે ઓડિટમાં કવર નથી થતા, still you are doing transaction of more than 50 lakh with one person. How it is logical? How it is logical? That's why TDS is done under section 194M. Those who are covered under audit will not be required to deduct TDS under section 194M. That is what written over here. those who are covered under 194C, those which are considered in 194H and considered under 194J will not be covered over here. Here again, the same thing came. No requirement to obtain TAN. Earlier it was there in 194. If covered under audit, then obviously Divyesh 194C, 194H or 194J. Specific sections are there. Right, Divyesh? Okay. Again, earlier I told you 194 IA, no requirement of TAN. Here in 194 M also, TAN is not required. Tax deduction account number is not required. Now, the most common section, cash withdrawal. If you are withdrawing cash from bank, then also TDS will be applicable. But sir, અમે તો ઘણી વખત ઉપાડ્યા cash bank માંથી, હમણાં તો TDS cut નથી થતો. It's not like that. There are certain limit, there are certain percentage. If you are withdrawing more than the limit, then TDS will be done by bank. So it provides that every person, being banking company, cooperative society, post office, who is responsible for paying the sum, being the amount or aggregate amount as the case may be, in cash exceeding 1 crore rupee. Please write down, the limit is 1 crore rupee. If you are withdrawing 1 crore rupee from bank in cash, you are withdrawing cash of 1 crore rupee, then TDS will be done at the rate 2%. The amount to be deducted is 2%. Sir, it means, for example, I am going to withdraw from bank 2 crore rupee. I am going to withdraw 2 crore rupee. So sir, how much I will receive? You will receive 1 crore 96 lakh rupees. And your TDS will be done 4 lakh rupees. Not 40 lakh, Ankit. It is 20%. Only 2% TDS will be done. So you will receive 1 crore 96 lakh rupee. It's okay. સર, આવા કોઈ હોય 2 કરોડ રૂપિયા ઉપાડવા જાય બેંકેથી? યસ, ઘણા બધા હોય જે 1 કરોડ રૂપિયા 2 કરોડ રૂપિયા બેંકેથી ઉપાડવા જતા હોય. સો એમાં TDS કટ થાય 2% થી. Remaining amount will be received. Clear? The time of deduction is obviously at the time of payment. Here nothing like at the time of credit. Why? Because you are going to bank, you are submitting the slip, bank slip, that I am going to withdraw 2 crore rupee, and at the time of giving you the money, your TDS will be deducted. So at the time of payment. So at the time of payment. Now, one more concept over here. If the recipient, let's say I am going to withdraw money, હું બેંકે ગયો withdraw કરવા money, okay, has not furnished income tax return. I have not filed the income tax return for all the 3 assessment years. मैं last 3 years ना return file नत करा. Relevant to 3 previous year for which the time limit to file income tax return under section 139(1) has expired. So section 139(1) that will be considered in your 5th module. This is in your 5th module. But the time limit is expired. For right now, understand like this. The time limit is expired. Now, it preceding the previous year in which the payment of sum is made. The sum shall mean the amount or aggregate amount as the case may be in cash more than 20 lakh rupee during the previous year, then TDS will be done at the rate 2%. If you are withdrawing more than 2 lakh, 20 lakh, then also TDS will be done. And if you are withdrawing more than 1 crore, then also TDS will be done at the rate 5%. 5%. So, sir, it means if I have filed my income tax return on timely basis, then 2% TDS will be done. If it is more than 1 crore. But I have not filed my income tax return for 3 assessment years preceding to the previous year in which you are going to withdraw the money. I have not filed my returns for 3 years. Then what is the limit? 2% if it is more than 20 lakh and 5% if it is more than 1 crore. %, if it is more than 1 crore rupee. Is it clear? ख्याल आया છે બધાને? Okay. Non-applicability of TDS. Liability to TDS shall not apply if any payment made to government. For example, government is withdrawing 2 crore rupee. Then this provision is not applicable. Any banking company, any business correspondent of banking company, or while any white label ATM operator of a banking company or cooperative society engaged in the carrying on the business of banking. In short, if you are in a business of banking, or if you are associated with banking business or government, then your TDS will not be done. તમારો TDS deduct થશે નહીં. Section number 194O. TDS on certain payment by e-commerce operator to e-commerce participant. TDS on certain payment by e-commerce operator to e-commerce participant. Sir, what is e-commerce operator and what is e-commerce participant? Let's say I am doing my business on Amazon or I am doing my business on Flipkart. So, if e-commerce operator means a person who owns or operates and manages the digital or electronic facility or platform, that is Flipkart and Amazon. An e-commerce participant means I am the one who is doing my business. I am selling my goods in Flipkart and WhatsApp, Amazon, sorry. I am selling my goods. So I am e-commerce participant, and the e-commerce operator means who owns and operates the digital platform. E-commerce means what? Selling, supply of goods or services in digital platform over a digital network. So sir, I am purchasing mobile from Flipkart. It means TDS will be done over there. Yes, but not yours. The person who is selling in Flipkart, for example, in Flipkart. Okay. For example, I am selling my mobile phone. I am selling my phone. So after 1 month, I have sold my 150 mobiles. Yeah, 150 mobiles recha from MS Flipkart. So Flipkart will give me some money. Let's say 6 lakh rupees are given by Flipkart to me. So at the time of payment, TDS will be done. That is what written over here. So now provides section 194.0 provides that where the sale of goods or provision of services of e-commerce participant is facilitated by e-commerce operator through its digital or electronic facility or platform, such e-commerce operator is liable to deduct TDS at the rate 1%. 1%. So TDS will be done at the rate 1%. Please write down the rate, that is 1%. Is 1%. Time of deduction at the time of payment or at the time of credit, whichever is earlier. Whichever is earlier. No tax is required to be deducted under section 194.0 in case of any sum credited or paid to an e-commerce participant being an individual or HUF where the gross amount of such sale or services or both during the previous year does not exceed 5 lakh rupees. If it is less than 5 lakh rupees, then TDS will not be done. And PDS will not be done. So this is all about section number 194.0. Almost majority of the sections are completed of TDS. Section number 194J. Today we have learned 194J, 194K, 194LA, 194M, 194N, cash withdrawal, and recently we have completed 194O. Section number 194O. Miscellaneous sections are there. Then we will start advanced tax and then TDS. It will take one lecture and then your module 4 will be completed. Miscellaneous 2-3 sections are there and then TDS will be completed. Chalo, please class respond. Is there any doubt? Okay. So that's all for today. All of you are requested to write down your enrollment number. Thank you.